Hi, and welcome back to this DE block focus today on groups and discussions. Today I want to focus on the value of using both groups and discussions, and really sort of your judgment call in terms of determining whether discussions or groups should be used. Overall, we would say that discussions are a vital part of all Canvas classes. They allow you to create necessary student-to-student interaction as well as express your instructor presence in your classes. Discussions have their own challenges. Currently, Canvas does not have a built-in threading feature. And threading would be you have topic A, topic B, and you want only the topic A students to focus on topic A and B and vice versa, etc. So we have to often do this manually by creating our own threads as instructors by typing topic A area, please answer here, topic B, answer here. And there's a bit of a confusion if students sometimes reply at the very top of the page or they reply within the discussions themselves. As a result of that, we sometimes say we might want to look at things other than using discussions or using discussions in different ways. This is from one of my classes, and I try to offer to my students that there are different ways to interact in discussions. You could either create a new topic, you could reply to a student topic, or reply to a preset topic. And as you can see, it says here, please be sure to reply below the topic in caps so that all of the replies for that subject are threaded together. So I've been teaching DE since 2005, and it's always been a challenge for me with some of the discussions to try to get that threading to work in a meaningful manner in my Canvas class. Another challenge with discussions is the fact that sometimes one or a few students can dominate the discussion topics while other students are marginally engaged in the group conversations. Maybe they're more the introverts versus the extroverts. Same thing happens like in a face-to-face class here in B103. Some students dominate discussions and other students rarely participate. So just like you would in a face-to-face class, you can use some of the tools of Canvas to make that learning more meaningful for your students. One option is to actually use groups to focus on more intimate conversations among smaller groups of students. An idea is to break up larger chunks of reading, like separate chapters from a text. One group is chapter 1, one group is chapter 2. You could also use groups to create peer review processes, say in an English class where they're doing peer review, or even structure pro and con arguments or different sides in a class debate, like a psychology or political science or sociology class. Group settings will allow you to either choose self-sign-up, assignment of group leaders, and even randomization of group members culled from the class roster. But it's going to be more meaningful if we take a look, so let's do that right now. I will jump into one of my classes, and I'll choose my sandbox class, and I just would go to discussions, create a discussion. And I'm not going to go through all this with you, but the key area you want to do or click is right there. This is a group discussion. So go to the bottom of your discussion page, and it's that big box there. If it's unchecked, it won't be groups. If it's checked, it's groups. And then you assign your groups. So as an example, if I had my chapter 1 group, I would call it that. I could choose self-sign-up or not, and that would just require whether or not the group members are, say, in the same section or not, and I could choose that. I could also then create the group structure. I could immediately say, I know I want 8 groups, so I'll do that. And then I could say, I want to limit each group to 4 members. I could also assign leadership. I could automatically assign a student a group leader, set the first student to join as group leader, set a random student. That might be better because the first student might feel like he or she is being penalized for joining the group first, right? So it's pretty easy to use. That's where you would create your group set. Once you get into the dynamics of groups and using it, we can have some more conversations about what that looks like, but that will at least get you started with groups. So an opportunity there in case you want to break up your discussions in a little bit of a different manner. One idea is to consider a pre-assessment if you plan to assign groups or teams, maybe create a team charter or expectations. One scenario with group work in any class, face-to-face or DE, is what if one student is doing most of the work if there's a group task beyond the discussions? And how are you going to deal with that situation then if some students are not doing their fair share of the work? So think about that. And then how do you deal with inactive group members? You can't penalize everyone in the group if 4 people in the group out of 5 are doing a great job and one person is kind of the dead wood not doing their work. It would be unfair to penalize the other 4 students who are active. So those dynamics have to be figured out if you're doing a lot of grading or team assignments as part of that group work. As a reminder, groups are only viewable by the instructor and the specific students assigned to a particular group in Canvas. Breaking your class into smaller segments may benefit the overall organization of the class and the interaction of the students, but it will lessen the amount of contact that students have with other students in the class, thus reducing the exposure of each student to the multitudes that you have. You will have to decide whether groups work for you in Canvas given some of these specific issues related to that feature. So as always, consider it, how you want to use it, or even whether to use it or not. At this point, please continue to your next block.